Hello, teacher. I'm so
Not.
sorry for for being late.
That's okay, Mingnot. That's okay. So we only have a short lesson this time because I have
Yes.
to go out shortly, but we can have a longer lesson tomorrow.
Yes.
Is your camera working?
Oh, yes. I have just set up it a little bit.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Take your
Okay.
time. That's better. I can see you clearly now. All right. Now, was there anything in particular you wanted to practice?
Today, I think we just need to focus on part three question, because
Yeah.
I think I wanna learn how to like logical thinking to train my logical thinking about the social problems. I'm not sure about my social skills a lot.
About how do you mean? You want to train thinking about social problems?
Yes, because sometimes I find that there are some difficult problems that I can solve it. So I want to try it.
Okay, that's interesting. You might not get a question about this, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you might not get a question. So yeah, I wouldn't spend too much time practicing on social problems. They might never ask you. Yeah. Um,
Yes.
okay. Well, what I thought we could do, see what you think of this. I want to do a part one with you today, and we can
Oh,
do the
yes.
others. We can do the others tomorrow.
Yes,
But
I think it's better.
yeah, I just want to share, hang on, something with you. So I was looking just the other day at uh, Chris from IELTS Advantage. Okay. And he was saying, he was talking to some band nine students. I'm just trying to find what he sent me. Where is it? Yeah, he was talking to some band nine students, and I'll see if I can share this with you. Okay. See if I can share the screen with you. Okay. Can you see the message on the screen?
Yes, I can see the summary by Copilot.
Yeah, summary by Copilot. Good.
Ah,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So this, you can see here, many of them, these are students who got band, sorry, they got band seven in the end, but it took them maybe three, three times. They had to do the test three times to get band seven. Okay. And Chris asked them what the problem was. Why did they have to do this three times? And these are the main answers they gave. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so memorizing lists of band nine vocabulary is wrong. So in your preparation, please don't do this. And
Yes.
you don't even have to use band nine vocabulary. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter as long as you are communicating clearly and not making any mistakes. That is the main thing. Okay, you can use very simple words. Okay, can you see number two?
Yes. Learning complex grammar structures to impress the examiner.
Yeah, is not necessary. Just using the
Yes.
simple grammar structures, past, present, future. As long as you use them correctly, that's fine. They can't take any marks off you if you're not making any mistakes. Okay, but if you try
Yes.
to do something complicated and get it wrong, they will take marks off you. And here's the last one. Can you please read this?
Using flashy idioms and phrase they didn't fully understand.
Yeah, flashy means complicated.
Yes.
Complicated idioms. and phrases they don't really understand. Again, if you try to do this and make a mistake, you will lose marks. Okay, so that's what their teachers were telling them they should do, and of course it wasn't working. And it's only where they started to do things simply, okay, that they were successful.
Yes.
So what I want you to do for these, why isn't that charging? Hang on. Sorry, my phone's not charging properly. That's better.
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do to these questions is just answer them like you would if you were answering in Vietnamese, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, is that
Yes,
just
I got it.
if it was if you were talking to a Vietnamese person, not an English teacher, just answer like you would to them. Okay, so just give simple, straightforward answers, but using English, of course. Okay, so remember, all I want to hear is just 2 or 3 sentences for these questions. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay. At the end, I will ask you the 4 questions, and then at the end, I will give you feedback. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here's the first part 1 question. Do you ever use public transport?
Um, I have used public transport a lot times before because of its convenience and also it's really eco-friendly.
Sorry, it's really,
Eco-friendly.
good, really eco-friendly. Okay, can you say that for me, please? Eco-friendly.
Yes, eco-friendly.
That's better, eco-friendly. Okay, good. When was the last time you used public transport?
It's just only 2 weeks ago when I have a chance to pay a visit to my grandparents' house. It
Okay.
I try to use. Should I expand the answer
Yeah, just by 1 sentence.
more?
1 sentence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So it's absolutely 2 weeks ago when I have a chance to pay a visit to my grandparents' house. I think the bus went kind of fast. Then that I reached their house fast, much sooner than I have expected.
Okay, better. Okay, that's better. Good. These are good, simple answers. That's good. Ming Nok, much
Yes.
better. Um, just again, remember past tense always. Okay.
Okay.
When I had the chance. I think you said I have the chance to visit my grandparents when I had the
Yes.
chance. Okay. What
Yes,
don't
when I
you
had
like?
the chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I had the chance. Always past tense. When I had the chance. What don't you like about
Yes.
public transport in Hanoi? What don't you like?
Um, I think there are some like not too really eco-friendly bus in Hanoi because since it uses a lot of energies like by fossil fuels, for example, gas or coal.
Okay. Remember plurals as well. Okay. So past
Oh, yes.
tense, I'll keep reminding
Yes.
you of plurals.
Yeah.
Buses. You said,
Buses.
I
Yeah.
think there are not many eco-friendly bus in Hanoi. Buses, of course, has to be buses. Okay. So your answers are good. Ming Nok, okay, need to be a little bit more
Yes.
fluent, okay? You are still pausing a bit too much, okay?
Yes, I think it's so.
Yeah, so past tense and plurals. Okay, next set of questions. Do you sometimes go to bed late?
Mm, actually, it's kind of shameful to admit, but I'm a night worker, so whenever I have a chance, I would stay up late to finish my homework as soon as possible.
Okay, good. That's fine. Part 1 question, all
Yeah.
you need to say. Great, much more fluent. Okay. What do you do when you stay up late?
When I stay up late, I usually scrolling on my phone and surfing the internet to finding some information. Moreover, I think I would chit-chatting with my friends.
Okay, good. That's fine. Um, do you often feel tired the next day if you have stayed up late the night before?
absolutely. But I think it's worth it because I will be more productive when I work in at the midnight.
Hmm. I would be more productive when I work at midnight. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yes, at
Yeah,
midnight.
yeah, absolutely. The only other thing you could add to your answer, how do you feel if you have stayed up the night before? You could say, absolutely,
Yes.
I feel really sleepy if I have to get up early in the morning, and sometimes I have a headache, something like that.
Okay.
Does that make
Uh,
sense?
I will re yes, I will re-answer this question to be more fluently.
Okay,
Absolutely,
okay,
I always feel exhausted when I wake up in the next morning, but however, I sometimes feel worth it because I feel I will be more productive when I work at midnight.
good. Okay, good. Much better. Much better. Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, your vocabulary is good. I'm just going through this. Some of these I asked you last time, so I'm just going through to find some new ones. Okay, I'll ask you this one again. How many public holidays do you have in Vietnam?
There are plenty of public holidays, but most notice most notably is um, the Tết holiday, which is a traditional festival in our country. I think it's not too
Okay.
fl and it's not give too much fluency, and it's also make no sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it did make sense, but you're a little bit hesitant, okay? So I'll ask
Yeah.
you again. So for a question like this, how many public holidays in your country? Um, uh, you might not know, of course. If you asked me how many public holidays in New Zealand, I would say, I don't know exactly. There are quite a few. I don't know exactly how
Yeah.
many public holidays, 10, 11, 12, not sure, can't remember. Okay, so you say, oh, I'm not sure.
Yes.
There are quite a few, but the most important public holiday is Tet, which is a traditional public holiday in Vietnam. And Tet is where everyone usually goes home to spend time with their families.
Okay.
That
I think
makes
it's
sense?
more. It need
That
to be
kind of
more
answer?
natural.
Yeah, just be
Yeah.
more natural. And also, and I know you do this sometimes already, don't be scared to say, oh, I'm not sure about that, but. So no, I don't know how
Okay.
many public holidays there are in Vietnam, but the most important one is Tet. Okay. I'll ask you again.
Okay.
How many public holidays do you have in Vietnam?
I haven't thought about this before, but I think there are plenty of holidays in our country. The one that I find the most interesting is the Tet holiday when people spend time gathering with their families.
Okay, good. Much better. Okay. Which
Mm,
public holiday is your favorite?
as I have mentioned before, is definitely Tet because it will have the longest holiday ever before, and also I have the most time to spend with my relatives, my cousins, and also my parents.
Okay, good. Do you think people,
Yeah,
yeah, do you think people in Vietnam need more public holidays?
that's an interesting question. Also I haven't thought about it, but I think if I had a chance, I would give Vietnamese people more holidays because I would like a lot of free time to visit my grandparents and also hang out with my friends.
Okay, good. Again, just be careful with your pronunciation. Like, remember, like.
Like, okay,
Yeah, it's to me it sounded like you said I lie. People in Vietnam would lie more public holidays. Okay, people in Vietnam would like more public holidays. Okay, all right. Looking at music now. When do you listen to music?
uh, whenever I feel I'm exhausted or sometimes I feel bored, I would definitely listening to music. because it's like a therapy to me and
Okay,
to
good.
solve all my problems.
Okay, good. I would definitely listen to music. Okay, I would definitely. I
Yeah.
think you said something else.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, I forgot.
Yeah, I would definitely listen to music. Okay.
I said that I would definitely listening
Yes,
things.
you said
Yeah.
definitely listening. That's right. So should be definitely listen to music. How much time do you spend listening to
Yes.
music every day? How much time?
It's kind of an overwhelming number, but I listening to music like to from 3 to 4 hours a day because I listen to it whenever I feel stressed and also like frustrated.
Okay, good. Again, this is better, Mingnock. Okay, you are giving your
Yes.
answers are the right length. Okay, and you are sounding more fluent, more comfortable. What kinds of music do you enjoy listening to?
And I enjoy some classical music. Some of my friends told me that I have the taste of the older people, but I think it's not a shameful to like show off my favorite music to everyone.
Have you ever been to a music concert?
Actually, I haven't been to some concert before, but if I had a chance, I would rather go to a concert of my idol, which is a girl group from Korean, Blackpink.
Okay, good. Very good. This is much better, Mingnock. Okay, you're doing better at this.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How do you feel about your answers? You're okay?
I think it's not too, it's sometimes okay, but I think I can show off more. I
Yeah.
think
Remember, don't.
it's okay
Yeah.
to be more natural.
Yeah, that's fine. Just be more natural. You are being. You're sounding much more natural today than you did last week. Okay, much better.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you mind spending time by yourself?
Can you explain the question? Uh,
Yeah. Do you
like
mind?
spend time by my,
Yeah. Do you like spending time
I
alone?
like.
Hmm.
Okay, I have heard it in mind, so I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind means the same as like. If they say, "Do you mind?"
Oh,
or
okay.
"Do you like?" means the same thing. Do you mind?
Okay. Um, Actually, I really love spending time alone because it's the time that I can let my hair down and also chill out and vibing with the music.
Okay. How do you usually? I just be careful with it's not too slang. Vibing with the music. They might not. They might think that's a made up word. Okay.
Actually, because I have some people's, I think I heard some slangs from TikTok that is a vibe with your music. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I understand what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit too slang for an exam, but however. Okay.
Yes.
Um. All right. So the last time you were by yourself, what did you do?
The last time, maybe like the last night when I sat up on the floor and I just tried to write some diary about the day and to summarize it in a notebook.
Okay. So you mean like a diary? You keep a diary.
Ah, yes,
Okay.
I have
A
mentioned
diary.
the diary, but I think I like I'm so scared, so I misunderstood from diary to notebook.
Hmm. That's all right. Don't be scared, Mingnock, okay? This is why we're practicing, okay? I want you to relax. Okay? You know me now. All right?
Okay.
I'm not a stranger to you, and I hope I'm not scary to you, okay? So you can relax with me and just give the answers that come into your mind, all right? Just
Yes.
try to relax. Okay. Okay, let's go on to another one. These are all questions from the what topics they think will come up this year.
I think this year has some like I think it's kind of strange topic is about like saying thank you, and also it's about the lending and borrowing
Yeah,
things.
yes, they're very some of these are very strange. Some of these topics are very odd. But you just do your best with whatever topic you've got. That's why I'm asking you some questions where I know you don't know the answer, just to give you practice at answering
Yes.
questions when you are not sure. Okay. These questions are about sleep.
Oh, okay.
How many hours do you usually sleep a night?
Um, Actually, I think I have a good night sleep routine that I can sleep from 7 to 8 hours per day. However, sometimes when try to stay up late to like finish the whole movies and a whole episode, I think it's maybe 5 or 4.
Okay, good. Do you think it's good to have a nap during the day?
Um, I think to many people it's really good, but it's except me because I think when I take a nap, I will feel like I will be exhausted and like I will be lack of energy for the next activity.
Okay. Do you think old people need more sleep than young people?
I think it's not depend on the age. I think everyone should have a good sleep routine because it can ensure their health and also enhance their maybe mental strength.
Good. Very good answer. Okay, getting better. Okay, these are good
Yes.
length answers. This is right. This is what you should do, Ming Nok. Exactly that. Okay. Have your sleeping habits changed since you were young?
Mm, I do think so. When I was a kid, I usually sleep like for 8 to 9 hours per day. But since I exposed to some smartphone and some smart device, I'm likely to stay up late and maybe reduce my sleep routine from 9 to maybe 7 or 6, or sometimes it even if 4 hours per day.
Okay, fine. All right. This topic now is friends. Friends. So, do you have lots of friends?
Mm, Actually, to be honest, I am an extrovert, so I got many friends. But to be considered as a best friend, I think there's only a circle. I think maybe 4 or 5 friends.
What do you do with your friends?
Um, Actually, I think I can do anything with my friends. Maybe trying something weird thing, from the weird thing to like some enjoyable things. For example, I think taking pictures together or just hang out at the coffee and just talk about ourselves and our days.
Good. Do you think it's important to have a lot of friends?
I think it's not really important about the number of friends, but it's more important to consider about their quality, because when we have a quality friends, it's as it's better than we have like 10 friends without contact or maybe some help.
Okay, so you started off very well. But what I'm trying to work out, what was your last sentence?
Actually, I just brainstorming in Vietnamese, and
Hmm.
I think that like one good friend is equal like a 10 not good friends, you
Right,
know.
right. So I think a good answer to that question would be something like it's important to have friends, but the number of friends doesn't matter. It's better to have one or two close friends than maybe 9 or 10 people you are not so close to. How does that
Yes.
sound?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that's all you have to say. Again, just a couple of sentences. Don't need to get too complicated. All right. This one is about, often they ask you questions about houses or
Oh,
accommodation.
yes.
You know the word accommodation?
Oh, yes, I
Accommodation?
know it.
Yeah, just a formal word for where do you live. Okay. What kind of housing or accommodation do you live in?
Um, right now I'm living in a small apartment that with my parents and my brothers. It's kind of a cozy house, but also it's kind of too small too small for me.
Okay. Just be perhaps a little bit more descriptive for this question. How many bedrooms does it have?
Teacher, actually, have just make up a story because I'm living in a like a big house with lying on the ground, but I don't know the word for it, so I have to make up it's about the
Oh, well,
apartment.
yeah, you can say big house, you can say, of course. Don't you
Yes.
you don't have to make something up for this. Okay. So
Okay.
you say something like, "Oh, I live in a large house. It has four bedrooms and two bathrooms." Okay? Something
Okay.
like that. That's all you have to say. All right. And we're lucky we also have a garden outside.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, just again, something simple like that. So don't feel you have to make up something about this. Okay, just say what you have. All right. Who do you live with?
Um, I live with my parents and my brothers. We share in the same house and we enjoy living together.
Good. How long have you lived there?
Um, Actually, I have lived here since I was a newborn baby, so it's about maybe like 16 or 17 years.
Um, in the future, what sort of house or apartment would you like to live in?
I would consider an apartment because I think it will provide me some convenience more than the house that I am living in because sometimes I think it can offer some swimming pool. I love swimming a lot.
Which room does your family spend the most time in together?
I would say it's the living room because whenever we have finished the dinner and I have finished washing the dishes, then we will sit up on the floor together and just talk about like how your days was and just asking for others people if they are okay or not.
What part of your home do you like the most?
What part? I would say is definitely my bedroom because I love spending time on myself and yes, the quality time for myself. So I enjoy like staying alone in my bedroom.
Okay, good. This is good. Much better, Minh Ngoc. Okay, sounding very relaxed. Okay, and the last one, I'll do this one to finish off with. What's the name? Hometown, of course, is another common subject. Okay, as
Yes.
you know, hometown. What's the name of your hometown?
My hometown is in Bắc Ninh province, which is really famous for a type of singing, which is called Quan Họ, and is has been recorded uh, by the UNESCO, like the heritage, in 2008.
Okay, is it a big city or a small place?
It's not really a big city, but it's in the suburbs of Hanoi, which is the capital city of Vietnam.
Do you like do you like your hometown?
Mm, Actually, I really love my hometown because there are my grandparents, there are my cousins, my relatives, and I would love to have a good relationship with them.
Is there anything you don't like about your hometown?
I think there are, I think up to now, there are things that I find is disappointed about my hometown since it's have really like fresh air and a lot of trees that we cannot compare it to our living in the city.
Little bit confused. The answer
Yes.
is yes, yes. So is there something you don't like about your hometown?
Then
I
I
mean, you
just
could talk about something like pollution. You say, oh, maybe there's a bit too much pollution from the traffic, or
yeah,
there are not enough parks. I would like if there were more green spaces. So something
yeah,
like that. Yeah. Or maybe public transport isn't very good in my hometown. I wish there were more buses. Okay, so they are
yes.
some of the things you can say to that question. Okay, and the last question for today, do you think you would like to live in your hometown forever?
Mm, I would really love to live in my hometown, but to say forever, I think is not a good idea because the public transport there are really poor, and also the living condition is kind of harsh for me.
Okay, good. All right, good, Ming Nok. Okay, so they're the
Okay.
part one questions. So you did much better than last week.
Yes.
Okay, so your answers are the right length. Okay, they're fluent. Okay, more relaxed. All right,
Yes. Okay.
the speed you are speaking at is fine, and your pronunciation is 99% good.
Okay.
So just three things to remember. I think remember just tenses, past tense.
Yeah.
You are often going to be talking about the past. So just remember past tense. All right.
Yeah.
Plurals, plurals. Okay. Things like buses, streets,
Buses. Yeah.
trees. Just remember to put the S on the end. And again, just words like.
Like.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, dear. Don't say lie, which is
Okay.
yeah, which is very I know, but yeah, to pronounce correctly, foreign speakers have to hear that last consonant. Okay, so I have to hear like, um, milk, yeah,
Yeah.
bread, not bread, yeah, things like
Ah,
words like that, words like that. Okay, just be careful of the last consonant. So three things. That's enough. Don't need to tell you anymore.
yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Any questions before I go?
Just one question, then I will I will let you go.
Yes.
I think sometimes find like I can directly find my mistake in my answers. So I have my teachers always told me that I can self-correction, but sometimes I find it like interrupting interrupting my fluency. So should I try the self-correction right in my answer or just uh,
Um,
ignored it?
hmm, good question. Depends what the mistake is, I think. You don't want to be stopping every sentence and saying, oh, what I mean is, oh, what I mean is, oh, what I mean, oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, because that, of course, will interrupt your fluency.
Yeah,
Yeah. But if you make what you think is a major mistake with a word,
yeah.
okay, if you suddenly
Then
realize, oh, I've used the wrong word, or just say, oh, what I mean to say is, just something like that. All right, does that make sense?
yes,
So
okay, I can shoot
obviously
now.
a major mistake, yes. If you suddenly realize you've made a like you've chosen completely the wrong word,
Okay.
okay, then of course go back and correct it because that will help your score.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, because of course you are communicating. All right. If you
Yes.
realize you've made a mistake with the wrong word, go back and correct it. But not every time you make a tiny mistake. Not worth it.
Yes, okay. Thank
Okay.
you a lot.
All right.
Yeah. I think
No,
you
you
have to go out now. Yeah.
yeah. What
Thank
I'm
you.
going to do, I live next door to an old lady. She
Oh, oh yes.
must be about at least I think at least 80, 85, something
Oh,
like that.
that's
Yeah,
that really
so
old.
yeah, so maybe once a month I go to visit her to have cup of tea
Yes, it's
with
just
her
okay to have
just to
some
just
conversation.
yeah, just to keep her company because she has no family.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she has she never married, so she has no husband, of course,
Oh,
and no children. So she lived by herself, and she's quite happy to live by herself. But I just go to keep her company sometimes,
yes. I
just
think
once a
you are
month.
so generous
Yeah, just to
because
be a good
yeah.
neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going now. Okay, that's good, Ming Nok. You did very well with part one. So tomorrow we'll do part two, part three. Okay.
Yes, thank you a lot. I
Okay.
have just count down like 3 days
Yeah,
there,
I
and
know.
I will. This time I'm gonna go to sit in the room, and I will answer to some strange examinator that is not you, and I will find like maybe say that's scary, but I think can handle it.
I think you
Yeah.
can. Just give the same kind of answers like you just given me now, and that's fine
Yes.
for part one.
Okay.
Okay, Ming Nok. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yes. Thank you, teacher, for today. I have just been late a little bit, but thank you so much for waiting me.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, bye, Ming Nok.
Yes. Goodbye,
See you
teacher.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye.